Just when you thought there couldn't be a game to come close to Battle for Bikini Bottom, Heavy Iron Studios, the developers of Battle for Bikini Bottom, release a new game based off the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. The story is tied with the movie's plot. Plankton hatches Plan Z to take over Bikini Bottom, framing Mr. Krabs for taking King Neptune's crown, when Plankton really did it just to tick off Neptune. To get the crown back, SpongeBob and Patrick must travel to Shell City, a very dangerous land that no sea creature has ever returned from. The gameplay of this game is very similar to Battle for Bikini Bottoms. The only difference is that this game is very linear. Instead of free roam, you have a variety of levels to explore, and each level represents different parts of the movie. All the levels can be easily accessed in the pause menu, and the level warping is back. Every time you finish a level, you are immediately put into the next one, but sometimes you need a certain amount of Goofy Goober tokens, the game's primary collectible that replaces golden spatulas to do it. Instead of running into different characters from the show, you always run into Mindy. Mindy can give you new moves and new platforming levels. All the moves in this game are very similar to the ones in Battle for Bikini Bottom. A very awesome feature in this game is the ability to upgrade your moves using manliness points, which replace shiny objects. Every time you get a certain amount of manliness points, you can choose which unlock move you want to upgrade. You can also upgrade your health, which are in the form of Krabby Patties instead of underwear. Your enemies are reminiscent of Battle for Bikini Bottom's enemies, but are in fish form instead of robot form. Since Sandy was captured along with the others, you can only play as SpongeBob and Patrick in this game. SpongeBob and Patrick play pretty much the same as they have in Battle for Bikini Bottom in this game's platforming levels, but that is not necessarily a bad thing. Many times throughout this game you get to ride in a paddy wagon. In my opinion, these sandwich driving levels are very annoying and I sometimes wish I could skip them. On the bright side, Heavy Iron brought back the sliding stages, but they made the solo sliding very uncommon and brief. Instead, they allow SpongeBob and Patrick to slide together in these epic sliding levels. These are my favorite levels in the game, by far. The music that I'll get to later makes the whole experience just epic and fun. However, there's one thing we all cannot freaking stand about both the driving and sliding levels, and that's the optional challenges. The first challenge is an allotted time challenge. No big deal, right? Well, after you finish that, you have a ring challenge. Now, this isn't a huge problem for me because I'm older and more experienced now, but most of you know that these ring challenges get difficult after you reach a certain level in the game, and the rings disappear very quickly. If you make one mistake, you will have to start the challenge all over again. To make matters worse, some of the driving levels make it so you have to do 3 laps. There are no checkpoints in ring challenges, so if you make one mistake, you're screwed. I sometimes still struggle today, but I can manage. After the ring challenge, there's a more difficult time challenge. In some levels it's hard, but in other levels it's pretty easy. Trampolines and buttons have returned, but they're much larger for some reason. Attack combos are back, and tougher enemies give you larger amounts of manliness points. Just so you know, if you try to hoard for manliness points in this game, it won't work. The more you try to earn manliness points, the less the game will give you, depending on what level you're playing and how many you have. Eventually you'll only get one every time you kill an enemy or destroy a crate. And speaking of crates, the crates are also reminiscent of Battle for Bikini Bottom's tikis. In platforming levels, you often find warp paths to challenges. My favorite one is a combat arena challenge. In combat arena challenges, you get 1 manliness point for everything you destroy, and most of your enemies will be enemies you will meet in future levels. But beware, the last combat arena challenge is a big troll. Next we have floating block challenges. I find these very annoying. You basically have to make it to the Goofy Goober token at the very end across this obstacle course. Last is the SpongeBob arena challenges. This clearly is just an excuse to bring the SpongeBob back. These levels require a lot of strategy, because once you fall off, you have to start all over again. There are short boss levels too, but those just follow the storyline of the movie. The last collectible I forgot to mention are the treasure chests, which unlock costumes and other cool extras. So that's pretty much it for the gameplay. This game doesn't have as much memorable dialogue as Battle for Bikini Bottom, but here's some.
In this challenge, you have to race against the clock.
Well, that sounds easy. How fast can a clock go?
Patrick, don't you know that time flies? Bye.
No. But once I didn't take out the garbage for a month, and it had flies.
You'll have to fly along if you want to beat this time. Do 3 laps in less than the set time, and I'll give you a reward. Those radio towers are broadcasting Plankton's hypnotizing messages. If we don't do something soon, every creature in the sea will be under Plankton's control. You have to go into the desert and shut them down.
Isn't this the really dangerous desert that no one has ever returned from?
No. I think that's the desert next to this one.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll have those towers shut down in a jiffy.
The last challenge of this slide is to beat your own time.
But how can we beat our own time? Our best time will always be our best time, so we'll never beat it.
Huh?
I understand. Try our best to best our best time and be the best test.
Just try beating your previous best time. There are harder challenges to this slide.
SpongeBob, she's hot.
Patrick, I think she can hear you.
This game, like Battle for Bikini Bottom, is not perfect. The original voice actors may be here and all, but the issue I have with this game is that it's so linear. Battle for Bikini Bottom felt more free and dynamic. Other than that, the game is just fine, really. You can probably already tell from the background, but this game has some awesome soundtrack. It's even better than Battle for Bikini Bottom's in my opinion. Have a close look on how epic the soundtrack can make this game.
How is that for you? I have trouble saying goodbye.
Big hair!
Patrick, I think you mean hair. When Mindy said deep, she wasn't kidding.
Medic!
Going down. Looks like fireworks.
Again! I can see my rock from here! Oh wait, it's just a rock. Patrick, happy!
Going down.
Look out below!
Heavy Iron Studios did a fantastic job with making a video game based on the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. I still have more SpongeBob games to get to later, but for now, I'll see you guys next time.
The smile, the laugh, the pants. Get in touch with your inner Bob. Join SpongeBob and Patrick on their most perilous journey ever to a mysterious place that no sea creature has ever returned from. Help them save Mr. Krabs and all of Bikini Bottom from Plankton's dreaded Plan Z. The sea made him a legend. The pants made him a hero. The SpongeBob SquarePants movie video game.